At the core, I'm going to argue to you, and this is, Maya cautioned me that this is a strong thesis, and so I'm going to flag it to you as a strong thesis. At the core, what I think soft skills are communicative skills. All of these acts are communicative acts. I'm trying to communicate something to you. Verbally, non-verbally, with my body, with my face, with my voice. I'm communicating something. I'm communicating something with my silence. I'm communicating something with my words. We built a platform here. Some of you who were in my launching pad class in the MBA program saw it. A platform that allows us to see like other people's brains see us, and sometimes their minds. Allows us to see the emotional landscape of the face, allows us to see our words. Very few of us remember exactly the words that we said. What are the specific words that we said? We can transcribe them. Allows us to see exactly the speaking rate, the rate at which we speak. How many of you are aware of how quickly you speak? How quickly do you speak? But do you have a number? And this is the point, right? In this, so notice that here I speak at 160 words a minute on average. The speaking rate is over here, words per minute. Tech CEOs speak at between 160 and 210. MBA students speak similarly between 160 and 210. Way too quickly. Average human beings, native English speakers, speak at 125. Mr. Trump can vary his speaking rate between 95 words a minute with full expressiveness and 220, which is pretty good. Learning to modulate your speaking rate to the audience becomes very, very important, because this is a way of connecting. This is a way of relating to them. The quality of these communicative acts is measurable. It's measurable through surveys. Once we have specified them, we can say, well, you have a purpose in communicating. You're communicating a message, and you're communicating a message with an intended outcome. So we're going to measure it. We're going to poll people that were in the audience. We're going to poll people who are at the meeting, and we're going to ask them, is the message intelligible? Is it relevant? Is it informative? Is it efficient? Is it valid? Is it verifiable? Is it consistent? Does it contain any contradictions? Is it coherent? Do you change the meaning of words halfway through your talk, like Mr. Trump was doing last night? Is it justified? You offer justifications for it, or are the justifications offered in the message itself? And we can separate out the messenger. Is the message, so once you have the text, you can focus on the text and answer these questions. And now you have the video, so is the messenger intelligible? A lot of us have accents. I have an accent. The question is the accent going to detract? Is it going to detract from the intelligibility of your message? This is a way of giving people feedback on their communicative skill without being in any way injurious or insulting or ethnically slurry, right? The question is, do you have to do a lot of extra cognitive work in order to understand that person's accent? That's the issue. And there are things that you can do to address that. Is the messenger responsive? Are they responsive to the audience? Are they fluent? Are they sincere? Are they competent? Can they answer questions about the topic that they're talking about? Are they trustworthy? Do you trust that their words are going to be truth makers as opposed to just truth markers, right? Is he cooperative? So you can separate these out. You can separate these out in questionnaires. Let me leave you with this. Communicating is a very, very daunting task. So this is the crux of it. Okay, so you have this feedback on how well you communicate in different scenarios and different contexts. You have a detailed language for structuring the feedback that you're going to get from others in their evaluation. So now you understand that you're good in some one-on-one meetings, you're not so good in one-on-many, that you cannot get across very difficult messages if the emotional temperature gets high. Okay. What do you do? What is a good coach able to do? At the end of the day, you have your own mind and your own body to work with. What did Kamala Harris do in that Pittsburgh hotel for 5 days. She worked on the things that she could work with. And what are these things that we could work with? We can work on the text, and you can now use machines. You can use large language agents to give you very, very good, precise, competent, rubric-based feedback on your text, on your choice of words. You can work with your facial expressions. You can get feedback on what your facial expressions actually communicate. You can use machine learning platforms, or you can get feedback from a well-trained coach, but they need a video. They need a video of you. They need the ocular proof, like Othello tells Iago. Your voice communicates a lot. Is it energetic? Is it passive? Is it aggressive? Is it snarly? Your body communicates a lot. A lot of students that we give feedback to, a lot of executives even, they don't know what to do with these things. You've got all of these limbs and all of these, you got all of this stuff hanging around. Or they start pacing manically around. So it's enormously important to try to think through the purpose that you have in making the communication and how you subordinate all of your cortical responses to that particular purpose. So they all come together. And this is the kind of feedback that we try to give as well in the self-development lab to students and to executives. And then the visuals. A lot of people write essays on PowerPoint, or you have equations and graphics and essays and videos, and what do you expect the audience to do? They're going to read the essays. They're not going to look at you anymore. They're not going to listen to the words. These are all visible. They can be made visible, and they need to be made visible. They need to be made visible, and the best way to make them visible is with video that is transcribed on analysis platforms that can show you these behaviors, so you know what to try. At the end of the day, this is not about making you look like Trump or Harris or Obama or Justin Trudeau. It's about getting every person to become better than they currently are at a skill that's enormously valuable and really, really difficult to both measure and to acquire.